Hey there, toy collector friends and fans of collectible cars, toy cars at that, alike. I am the Triple TC, that's the time travelling toy collector, and today I'm looking at something that has really and truly taken me back so many years, whilst being the same and different. Now, I spoke in a recent video when I was looking at the Back to the Future DeLorean car sets, about how the design of that reminded me very much of the modern take on the classic Corgi toys. Now, for some of you who were around in the 70s, possibly the very early 80s, this, amongst other vehicles, this is of course the Ford Gran Torino from 1976 from Starsky and Hutch, decked out in the Starsky and Hutch design. Very iconic, fantastic, obviously, but this was originally, going back in time to I'm sure the late 70s, there was a version of this made by Corgi, in the traditional Corgi style, but that was still sort of the fronted window, which came with a couple of little plastic figures of Starsky and Hutch. I think they were pointing guns across the car. And there was also the Kojak Buick, which I loved because it had a clip-on beacon. I'll never forget that. I loved it. Fascinated me as a child. And they're also, for probably more UK toy collectors, Corgi toy collectors, there was the Professionals Ford Capri. There was the Saints Jaguar XJS. There was a range of it was a big industry, these toy cars off the TV. And I had so many of them, and again, they're lost to time, and it pains me so much. And then I saw this from Greenlight. Greenlight have produced it. It's again, it's a scale model. It's a 1:24 scale model, the same as the DeLorean cars that I looked at recently. And I absolutely adore the attention to detail. Now, the packaging itself, as mentioned, it's a very straightforward, does what it says on the tin sort of packaging, limited edition, which is, you know, I like the sound of that. Not much of a diorama, to be perfectly honest, but we're not here for the diorama. Starsky and Hutch, Starsky and Hutch. There's no something that was notable in the Corgi version of the 70s and 80s was the appearance of the actors on the box. That's not the case here. As you can see, it's purely focusing on the car, which of course is absolutely great. Anything on the bottom, nothing of note. But we're here to look at the car. But I just thought it was interesting that there was no sort of reference art for Starsky and Hutch themselves, David Soul and Paul Michael Glazier. But never mind about that, because obviously we are here. What is this on the plastic? I'm not sure if that. Oh, whatever it is, it's gone. Dread to think what it was. Oh dear. But it's gone now. But this is. I'm so pleased to have this. But of course, Corgi are having a bit of a resurgence. And they've recently done some of the James Bond cars, notably the DB5, very much in keeping with the original 1960s releases. They've recently released the Batmobile, based heavily on the original mould and the original packaging, with a couple of modern takes on it so that people aren't fooled into thinking it is the original Batmobile, which would be very naughty. And they're also about to release, I think it's in August 2025, September 2025, they're about to release the Batboat, which again I remember it being a plastic, lightweight thing, in the wrong colours, but it's going to be, well, the wrong colours as of the Batman series, TV series, possibly accurate colours for the comics, but I'm looking forward to that because, yes, I have pre-ordered it and I can't wait. But it makes me wonder, you're thinking, why is he talking about this when we're looking at this car? I'm only mentioning it because I do wonder whether we're going to see a return in the Corgi line of some of those classic, I suppose there's licensing issues, but those classic cars, with or without their figure accessories, because we did get a figure accessory with the James Bond DB5. So I just wonder whether, as nostalgia seems to really have its grip into some of this stuff, whether we are going to see a bit of that happening in the future. Anyway, I'm going to get this out of the packaging so we can take a better look at the car itself. So in the meantime, don't touch that dial. And here we go with the car all nice and out of the packaging. So let's give it a whirl so we can have a nice, lovely look at this fantastic paintwork. And it really is exceptional paintwork. I think the way they've captured the original flair and the original everything about this vehicle is amazing. There's stains everywhere today. What's going on? I think it's beautiful the way it catches the light. I think there's some wonderful detailing which we're going to take a look at in a second. But yeah, this is an absolutely phenomenal piece of modeling, and it is a perfectly viable toy. As you can see there, it rolls really freely. I'm just trying to keep it on the thing so we don't have an issue. But yeah, the detailing all around is absolutely second to none. It's really quite incredible. So let's take a second to stop the car here where we started it and take a look at the overall design. Now, some of the things I'm going to focus on here is, in the first instance, is some of that really cool detailing. So let's see if we can get a bit closer there. We've got, as you can see there, Ford. I'll try and get the light out of your eyes there. Ford here across the front of the bonnet. We've got fantastic chrome everywhere you look on this, with the translucent plastic for the lights, and all of the lovely detailing around the indicators. And what's a lovely touch is we've got an accurate Californian license plate here. We've also got the badge here on the grille, as well as Ford detailed there, as I've mentioned already. As we come around the side, we've got here, and this is again a lovely touch. To try and get a bit more. I'm just trying to get the focus to shift where I want it, and it's deliberately misbehaving. So we've got this beacon here. It's not detachable, so let's not try, but it isn't detachable, but it's translucent plastic. And what's brilliant is you can actually, they follow the cable right down into the vehicle itself, and we have opening doors, so we can follow that in. We do have side mirrors here that are painted silver, but they're not as reflective as the DeLorean that we've previously seen. We can take a little look inside the canopy there, the driver's and the passenger side. We can see there the glove box. We can see that there's the gear shift there. We can see that there's some quite effective detailing on the on the dashboard there. Just trying to see if I can get that in better focus for you, maybe when we go around the other side. So yeah, let's close this door, come around to this side, and we can see again Ford on the back. We've got some lovely detailing. All the chrome is there, the lights are there, the license plate is there, the handles and the keyhole is there. All that is wonderfully done. So just gonna say, I'll tell you what I can't see there, that I actually think was on the original. It's got Gran Torino on the side there. I was going to say the fuel cover isn't there, and I'm pretty sure that was there, funnily enough, on the Corgi version. That might be a false memory. Again, we've got detailing here on the inside of the door, including the window handle, which I think is brilliant. We've got the steering wheel, and again you can just about see anyway. And again, let me see if I move it over here, you might be able to get a better view if I zoom in a bit of the detailing that is there on the dashboard. So you can see there that there is some, you can see here behind the wheel, you can see the various, it really doesn't want to focus for me, does it? The various dials, etc. So again, really nicely detailed. Oh, it really doesn't want to focus now. What's that about? Right, there you go. Very, very nicely detailed. Only a two-seater, but I think that is accurate to the original design. And as mentioned before, it does roll really, really freely there. Quick view on the bottom, you can see the detailing, as well as the licensing, and this is number 1256 from what I can tell there. But again, yeah, very nicely detailed. Everything you would want it to be is here. All in all, a beautiful representation. Just move out slightly, just for focus purposes. But everything you could possibly want from this model is there. So evocative of the era. It takes me right back to my childhood. Yes, it's much bigger. I think the Corgi one was probably about that big, and about a third, 2/3 of the width, and about that big, that long. So this is a much more to scale model, clearly licensed to Ford. And it's nice to have something this sort of size with this sort of heft in your hand. It really is terrific. The only thing I would say is that doesn't mean I wouldn't love to get a reissue of the Corgi version, which again, much smaller, but I just think it would be lovely to have that. And again, it would be fantastic to be able to display these side by side. I do have the original. I have the original, and I have for this and all the ones I mentioned, actually, the Buick from Kojak, the Professionals Ford Coupe, I think that's what it was, and the Saints Jaguar XJS. I had all of those, and they're somewhere. I'm sure that they are tucked away somewhere in a box that I've yet to unearth from what was recovered from my mum's place. Certainly, I believe they were for a while. I'm hoping they weren't lost. They weren't lost in transit somewhere along the line. But of course, that's possible. We are going back 40 odd years worth of time between having them and me now. So you know, it's frightening where the time's gone. Did you have any of those vehicles, either in Corgi form or in a different format? Do let me know. Let me know if you're reminiscing alongside me. It's been wonderful having you as a companion for this little walkthrough of this Ford Gran Torino as decked out as it appeared in the Starsky Hutch TV show in the 70s. You've been a fantastic audience member. I'd love to have you like the video if you've enjoyed looking at this and reminiscing with me. That would be great. I'd also love it if you'd smash the subscribe button and stick with me for future videos, and have a little check out for some of the past ones as well. This is, after all, the time-traveling toy collector, so you're not just having to look at future videos, you can look at some of the past ones as well. But if you're just here on spec having a look at this little beauty, then that's absolutely fine. I'm just glad you were here. As I've said, I was the Triple TC, that's the time traveling toy collector, and this has been the Ford Gran Torino from Starsky and Hutch, as produced by Greenlight Hollywood. It just remains for me to say that a thing of beauty, which this most definitely is, truly is a toy forever. Take care. Bye-bye for now.